Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Like, okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the SmackDown podcast, Friday Night SmackDown WrestleMania Go Home Edition. I am your host, Kyle Tyson. I'm glad y'all are joining me today. If you ever want to check out a live stream, check us out on twitch.tv/PuttingYouOver. You'll catch Raw, AEW, Dynamite, and SmackDown recaps every week. If you're trying to watch an NXT recap, we shoot those live as well over on twitch.tv/SmackDown podcast immediately following the shows. Man. SmackDown last night. What a nothing show. This easily could have been replaced with just the WrestleMania kickoff, because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a WrestleMania kickoff show, because that's all that happened. Was they ran the kickoff show. Other than 3 live promos, everything that you saw on SmackDown last night could have been featured on WrestleMania Night 1 before the show even started. But we'll break it down a little bit here. If you ever miss a live stream, though, however, you can catch us live, you can just catch our recaps on youtube.com/SmackDraw podcast. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. We appreciate everybody that's already subscribed. I think we just passed 230. So thank you, everybody, for that. And then, lastly, if you ever want to read up on your wrestling news, catch up on some current articles, you can go to WrestlingNewsWorld.com, bookmark that webpage. A lot of awesome guys there. We're the exclusive recap show for the website, so thank you all for that. But with that all being said, let's get into the show, everyone. So I'm not really going to break this down chronologically, just because the show was kind of like a shuffled deck of cards as far as how it was broken up. So I guess I'll cover the good stuff first, and then we'll just sift through the shit we could have done without that didn't really matter. So good stuff was that all participants in the triple threat match, Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns, delivered unique and very good promos. Each one did. They all had their own unique story to them. Daniel Bryan went up first. His was pretty much the WrestleMania 30 story, his whole career. Every question that's been asked of him, WWE would say no. However, due to the yes movement in his career, he'll show you why. If you ask the question if he can be Universal Champion, he can say yes. It was really good. I mean, Daniel was super impassioned during this promo. I've gone on record in stating I really, really think they're trying to retell the WrestleMania 30 story as closely as they can, just so they can give us the alternate ending. They can give us the Daniel Bryan loses ending, which I think is extremely unique, and I'm very much excited for it. You know, I don't know why you would want to repeat the same story. It would feel good in the moment, I think, for a lot of people, but at the same time, you'd have like this stigma. You'd have this weird feeling in the back of your head that it wasn't the same. It was like a reboot, a remake. It's never really as good as the original, in my opinion. The second promo that went up later in the evening was Edge's. Edge talking about how he fought and ripped his career right back out of Fate's hands. Very nice touch. It was Fate that took his career away, and he decided that not even Fate would keep him from coming back. And very, very, once again, impassioned You got the Batista spotlight. It was good. It was a good promo, man. He was all sorts of fired up, just like Daniel Bryan was. I've gone back and forth between who I think delivered the better promo. I think Daniel Bryan was more impassioned, but I think Edge had the better meat to the story. So I'll give it to Edge. Roman Reigns, I mean, he cut an awesome promo himself, but it really came down to those two. I don't really hear or see any chatter today about people talking about Roman Reigns' promo. I see people talking about Edge and Daniel Bryan. But lastly, Roman Reigns, he had a promo too. He said, every single day of the week, when you prep at 12, the 10 comes easy. He says, he shows up. He puts out the work every day and wins. He doesn't care about the dreamers. He's referring to, the Edge and Daniel Bryan stories being told in this. Refers to them as dreamers. These are dream scenarios. Once again, Daniel Bryan coming over the odds. And then, of course, Edge trying to come back from career-ending injury to headlining WrestleMania and winning the belt. So, Roman's was good. It was delivered really well. Yeah, and those were the good promos. What else happened on the show that was pretty good? Jey Uso, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That was a good win for him. It came down to the two guys I thought should have been in the mix. It came down to Jey Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke had Jay against the ropes, was about to toss him out, was countered last second. Usually that spot reserved for the babyface. But nonetheless, Shinsuke got tossed over in the end. Jey Uso won. It's good feather in the cap for him, but I got to ask the question. It's going to look good on the accolades, and it's a good reward for the hard work Jay has been putting in as a singles wrestler with his brother Jimmy out, I don't mean to take the stink out of it because I am happy. I mean, it's an accolade. It's something that, when you go back in the record books, you're going to see his name next to that. But as far as what it does for your career and what it does for you, the Andre Battle Royal never really does anything, does it? Big Show won it, but that was, of course, because the Big Show in his ties, how closely he resembles Andre. Baron Corbin is the only other real standout that comes to mind that won it, and even then, King of the Ring did way more for Baron Corbin, as it should, than the Battle Royal. I can't really think of anybody where they won that Battle Royal and got any major story beats out of it. I think Mojo Rawley won it, I believe, and Mojo Rawley. So, well, anyways, good for Jey Uso, good for him. That was pretty much it for the good. The Battle Royal and the 3 promos. Everything else was a drag and a snore fest. We kicked the night off. We had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. I was completely shocked. We did not get new champions. However, I guess I shouldn't be, because it's kind of the stigma, isn't it? That if your title match is on a pre-show, then the title is not changing hands. Earlier, I compared tonight to as the pre-show. Should not be surprised that the title did not change hands. It was a spot fest. I saw some criticism, too many dives. It was really a by the numbers Fatal 4-Way tag match. There was just good stuff from everybody. I can't recall anything that stands out other than the chemistry Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic have. I really, really like the idea of them becoming tag team champions. The first father and son. Couldn't happen to a better guy like Rey to get that for him. I guess tonight, or last night rather, wasn't his night. Other standouts, Chad Gable and Otis, continue to be a force, underutilized talent. I mean, they're on TV every week. We should be grateful for that. We always want a little bit more from our guys that we see all this potential in. I mean, look no further than Cesaro, 10 years with the company, and he's just now getting a singles match. I don't think it's to that extreme with Otis and Chad Gable, but, it's not far off. Those guys have a wealth of potential. Wally the Green Monster, great to see you again, man. Thank you for joining this morning recap. Hopefully I can entertain you a little bit better than SmackDown was for me personally. But once again, yeah, the tag match, it came down to, like I said, it just came down to the Dirty Dogs. God, I can't stand that name. I really cannot stand the Dirty Dogs name. It sounds like a tag team from the 80s, man. I know there are people out there that love it. RN loves it, man. My co-host who couldn't be here this morning, he loves the damn thing. But I just can't stand it. I think it's so cheesy. But I believe what it was, if I remember correctly, was I know they stole the pin. I'm just trying to think of who hit their finisher. I want to say it was Montez Ford hit a frog splash. And then Bobby Roode blind tagged himself in and picked up the victory, stole the win. Let me see. Yeah, it was. Ford hit the frog splash on Chad Gable. If I read my notes, if I just took the time to read my notes, I wouldn't have to jumble over my memories. But yeah, that was the tag match. There was only one other match. The SmackDown featured 3 matches, 2 of which were already advertised. The third match got tossed out. That was a big pile of crap. It was Tamina and Nia Jax, which is always a underrated, exciting matchup to see these two, whether they are facing each other head to head or if you could put them in a tag team. These two have got some legit chemistry, man, and an intrigue to them. However, the match's purpose wasn't to serve as an entertaining match for the audience. It was a story-driving tool. During the match, Tamina started to get the upper hand on Nia Jax. Shayna Baszler came in for the blatant DQ. I don't think this match got 3 to 5 minutes tops before the whole thing was tossed out, and then later on featured all the tag team participants in the women's tag team scramble. What's it called? I can't. The tag team turmoil match at WrestleMania for night 1. Had them all cutting promos. At one point, they were mocking Billie Kay for not having a tag team partner. Carmella came in. Something that was actually kind of leaked earlier this week. I believe one of WWE's Twitter handles tweeted out a picture which included Billie Kay and Carmella. So everyone thought it was canon on Monday. They quickly took it down and then made it official today. But it had all the members cutting promos and then eventually brawling. It was like I said, a bunch of nothing. We had promos from both Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks individually backstage. Dude, it's just, I just want to see the match. I know the match is going to be good. I don't want to sit here and just keep complaining about this. But dude, this feud is just stupid. The feud is, to quote Shane McMahon, is so stupid. As far as the motivating factor and everything, it's just, oh God, I wish these two had better chemistry outside the ring. They could definitely be like a Rock and Austin, I think, but they just, man, and like I said, I blame Fastlane. To this day, I blame Fastlane. You didn't give them enough time to develop a feud with each other. You had to throw a pay-per-view in the midst of all of this, and it just messed everything up. But from what I hear, they're main eventing night 1. Good for them, and I'm sure the match will deliver. The question is whether or not Bianca's going to get it. That's the real big question. I think all that's left that stood out to me was the Big E promo, and that was actually pretty decent. He was in his obviously his home state is Florida. It starts out with him in in the barbershop, and essentially he takes us on a trip through his history with the state of Florida and Tampa Bay and everything. He talks about his high school and Raymond James Stadium. He says, as the IC champion, he never forgot where he came from, where Apollo Crews had to rediscover his roots. Big E has known where he's from this whole time. Tampa is what made him who he is today. Yeah. I mean, it was a good promo. I mean, it was shot really well. It definitely had the most effort in all of the promos tonight as far as video production wise, going on site, instead of cutting it all from the Thunderdome. Yeah. But it was decent. It was good. And there you go. That's your SmackDown recap in like 10 minutes, man. Jesus Christ. That's everything that happened on the show. I mean, because the rest of the time that was taken up, man, was just Raw recaps. They did a lot of advertising for the Raw matches that were taking place at Mania. I think that's what really made it felt like a kickoff show, was there was so much time devoted on SmackDown promoting Raw matches. And I think that's what really gave it the vibe of the kickoff, because it did not feel in my opinion, just did not feel like they focused too much to like, hey, let's put most of the shine on SmackDown. Like, nah, this is a driving tool for both shows. And I think gave them equal parts in favoritism. But I mean, what do you expect? It's not a big deal. But thank you guys for joining us. Let me know which night of WrestleMania you're looking forward to the most between night 1 and night 2. I think because of the triple threat, I want to say I'm looking forward to night 2 the most. Also, I believe that's when the Fiends match is taking place. Is on night 2. So that's where I'm at. If you ever want to consider supporting the SmackDraw podcast, we would greatly appreciate it. We have a Patreon. Just head on over to patreon.com/SmackDraw podcast. A ton of stickers. We got t-shirts that we're printing. You also can feature yourself on UWO through a video recorded tweet where you can, just tweet off your opinion and we'll debate over it on the air. UWO has always been a ton of fun. I highly recommend you check it out. It's over on our YouTube channel. You can check out our playlist. We've done, close to 15 of them now, I want to say. And they've all been a huge blast to shoot. They're a lot of fun. They also introduce you to a lot of new people as well, because we often feature other podcasters, professional wrestlers, people that run wrestling news websites. We feature a lot of fun and interesting guests on the show, and it's a great opportunity to highlight their personalities. Once again, I highly recommend checking it out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SmackDraw podcast. But other than all of that, man, have fun watching WrestleMania tonight. Make sure to tune in live following the show here on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. We will be recapping both nights of WrestleMania on this Twitch channel immediately following the shows. You'll have myself and Katie Bebe hosting both nights. I believe Kevin will be with us tonight, and then RN will be with us tomorrow. So until then, like always, y'all have a good one.